Yes, let's quickly differentiate between these types of fractions. We have vulgar fractions, decimal fractions, and unit fractions. Yes, this is part of your curriculum. Even though you will not clearly or physically see it in your scheme of work that you should learn the difference between this, but they are part of your curriculum. That is why as a student, you need to look beyond what is in your scheme of work. So that when you meet yourself in a particular situation where you see people mentioning vulgar fraction, decimal fraction, or unit fraction, you will know what they are talking about. So as a student, you need to be hungry for knowledge and look beyond what is in your scheme of work. If you limit yourself to your curriculum or your scheme of work, you will not grow maturely in education, in knowledge. And again, your brain will be stereotypic and dogmatic. So, and I don't want that for you. Now, let's see the difference between these types of fraction. We still have many more, but now these ones are common. So when we are talking of vulgar fractions, this is also known as common fraction. We call it common fractions. So now, as the name implies, common fractions. That's just the normal fraction that you know. If I ask you any example now, you will say, for example, 2 over 3. So now, where the numerator is an integer or whole number, and the denominator is also a whole number, this is just a common fraction. So that's the normal way we write fraction, like the normal fraction that we know, where a number will be on top, an integer or a whole number will be on top, and another whole number will be at the bottom, and they will be separated with a division line. You can write it like this, or you write it as 2 stroke 3. This is still also 2 over 3. They mean the same thing. So fractions like this are called vulgar fraction. You can give so many examples of them. 8 over 9, 10 over 20, 5 over 8, 7 over 12, so many. So they are all called vulgar fractions. So the video is not going to be long. Now, the second type is decimal fraction. Decimal fractions. Now, this one has to do with the denominator. Once the denominator is 10 or powers of 10, so 10 like saying 3 over 10, you can see that the denominator is 10. Or powers of 10 like 100, 1000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, in short, such that you have 1 and you have a bunch of zeros after it. So for example, if you have 4 over 1000, these are decimal fractions because they are easy for us to convert this to decimal than every other thing. So these are decimal fractions. You can have 8 over 100. We can have 9 over 1 million. So all these are called decimal fraction because the number of zeros you have at the bottom, when you convert them to decimal, the number of zeros will tell us how many decimal places are we going to have. How many decimal places we are going to have. So when we get to conversion of decimal, you will know more about this. Conversion of fractions to decimal or decimals to fraction. You will know more about this. So, but for now, so decimal fractions are any fractions that have the denominator of 10 or multiples of, or powers of 10. Good. Now, the third one, I have talked about unit fraction in the last video that I did on fraction. So, but let me just say it again. Unit fraction is any fraction whose numerator is 1. Once the numerator, this one has to do with numerator. Once the numerator is 1, then the fraction is unit fraction. If you have 1 over 10, if you have 1 over 8, if you have 1 over 20, 1 over 5, 1 over 4, 1 over 100, etc. So it can continue like that. So you can see, what do you notice about all of these fractions? They are unit fractions because the numerator is 1 in each case. So, but you know, sometimes a fraction can be unit fraction and still be a decimal fraction. A good example is this one, 1 over 100 is a unit fraction and at the same time is a decimal fraction. And mind you, all fractions, all of these, they are still under vulgar fraction because they are written in the common way, in the normal way we write fraction. 3 over 10 is still a vulgar fraction. So no matter the type of fraction you want to mention, it's still a common fraction. So far we write it as numerator upon denominator and division line is separating them. So that's just it. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please click the subscribe button. It's completely free. Subscription is free, not the way you subscribe to your you buy data or subscribe to GoTV and so on. So subscription is just free. Just click on it and you subscribe. You'll be able to see more of our video anytime we post them. So just click on subscribe and press the notification button. You will always be notified anytime we drop new videos. Thank you. God bless you.